Hi, patrons! So, today, as the title says, we are doing beading on my wedding dress stuff. If you missed last week, we did embroidery, and I did finish the embroidery this week, which, wow, everyone be impressed that Sarah embroidered off of the stream. Wow, that never has happened with Melania. Mostly because Melania, even off of the frame now, is still just this giant piece of fabric. Because, you know, it's a cape. And so just like wrangling that thing to embroider it is a whole lot. But you know what? This I have been able to comfortably sit in my bed and embroider it. But look, okay, I'm gonna try not to mess the needle up because there's already some seed beads on here. But look at her. Look at her. Embroidery. You can kind of see some of the seed beads on this side. I already started them. Don't want to lose that. But I am kind of doing something interesting with the seed beads. So, I have these two different white seed beads. So, this one is, these are like a little more roundy, and they are like opaque white. And then these ones are, they're a little more tubular. Like, they're still rounded, they're not square, but they're like, these are very round, and these are less fully round. I actually bought these I bought for Shining Nikki and didn't use them, and these ones I bought for Snow Miku. But they're a little bit different. They're both white, and they have a little bit of a different shade. But what I decided to do, because I thought this would look cool, and it does look cool, you can barely tell. But I'm using both of them. Let me see if we can get Miss Camera to focus on that. So I'm using both because it's kind of making it like a little, like, you can't actually tell they're different. I can kind of tell more with my eyes than the camera can see them. But I feel like it adds a little bit of visual interest. And I'm not doing them like all like one after the other. Like, I'm not super concerned if it's not like one and then the other, one and then the other. I'm kind of doing it randomly. I'm trying to interchange them at like small, like I don't want a whole big line of one kind and then a whole big line of the other ones. If you have not seen any of my beading stuff before, this is how we bead. I've already started, so my needle's already in, and I'll go over the like real important thing in a second. But what I'd usually do is I'll pick up, so we're just doing a line right now, so I'll go for like 6 or more beads on my needle. And these are size 11 seed beads. They both are, pretty sure. And I also have a size 11 needle. And let me tell you, back when I did my Sakizo Diamond, I didn't know that it was a thing that there were different sized needles. And one of the things I did over and over on that cosplay was break beads off on my needles, because I would occasionally get a bead that's like a little messed up, and I just never had a needle that was small enough because I didn't know that you can just buy the correct size needle for the size beads that you have. Alright, I'm lining her up, staking my claim. We're gonna pull her through. Okay, here's the big important part. So now that is just like not really secure. You see that? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of get it where it's supposed to sit, and I'm gonna aim my needle. If I could aim my embroidery at the camera, that would be great. You see my needle? I'm trying to aim the needle to where it is right on the line where the stupid beads are supposed to be, but I want to get it in between two of the beads, because what I'm gonna do, focus, we're gonna go back through the other beads and come out that one. And that will pull it into that position. But also the big important thing that it does is now the thread is coming out of a bead and not out of the fabric, which means, ow, I just stabbed my thumb with my needle, ow. Which means now that when I go to bead, like put more beads in there, that they will be flush with the other beads, because one of the things that will happen if you don't do that, and if you just like go into the fabric and then come right back out and start beading more, your beads will like not sit in a nice little line. They'll kind of slump over and go towards the fabric instead of sitting in a line together. And it just looks prettier this way. Can I pick y'all's brain about a wedding thing? So me and Joe have decided that our bridal parties, we're just gonna do our siblings. So he has 2 siblings. He has a little brother and a little sister. And I have 2 siblings. I have an older brother and a little sister. And my little sister, lately she has decided that she wants to go for more of a butch look, which is fine, but it means that she wants to wear pants for the wedding. And so I'm trying to find, and like Joe's sister is probably going to want to wear a dress. So now I'm like, okay, how do I make these 2 women look cohesive when one of them wants to wear pants and one of them is probably going to wear a skirt? So like one of my thoughts was maybe if they both have like the same kind of sleeves, that it would still look cohesive. You know, like I'm the kind of person that like I want to prioritize like both of their preferences for however they want to look, but I need to find some kind of element that makes them matchy without being in the same outfit, you know? Pants can be fancy, yes. No, so the conversation I had with Maddie, what I would like her to wear is like a nice, like very high-waisted pant that's like a skinny jean suit pant, but with like a not a maybe a flowy pant. I was thinking like a skinny pant, like a skinny jean, very high-waisted, but then with like a very like fluffy Victorian blouse, like a big puff sleeve, like long puff sleeve, and like a big ruffle here, like a jabot. I would really like to find her a jabot. So like real big green fluffy and then tight, nice skinny jean pant. She seemed to be into that idea. And then I thought about, she has a blazer that I gave her, but it's black, and I don't know if I want to put anybody in black. You know what I mean? And I also don't know what color I want them to be. And then I'm also like super overthinking the color palette that I think we want. And like obviously nothing besides, like nothing has been made yet for this wedding. Nothing has been purchased other than this white ass dress. No one else is in white. But the colors we picked, and y'all can tell me, because part of me is thinking like this is just a bad color palette. Part of me is like, is my color palette just bad? But I was basically like, okay, Joe, you pick 2 colors, I'm picking 2 colors, those are like our family colors. I picked pink and green, and he picked blue and gold, like navy blue and gold. And the green I want is like what I call swamp green, but what I really mean is like a very teal, like blue based green, and like light baby pink. but not like cotton candy pink, like baby pink. Does that, and so then my thought was that the two we have on Joe's side, so we're gonna have Joe's sister on his side, so I'm not doing girls on my side, we're doing my siblings on my side, his siblings on his side. So I was thinking we would put his sister in navy and maybe like a gold belt, and then my sister would be in green with maybe navy pants. And then if the sleeves are similar, maybe they'll look good together. Oh, and then the other thing is I need people to tell me kinds of formal hats, because my sister needs to wear a hat because it is the only way she will feel comfortable, because she actually has a little bit of a bald spot, so she always wears a hat, and I'm not gonna make her not wear a hat for the wedding day. So my first thought was for hats was a beret for her, but also the theme is like fantasy. So is that too modern? Put her in a beret? That's what y'all are saying. Like, she would look really cute in a beret, but does that, like, is that too modern for the theme, or does that even matter? But then the other question is, if I put her in a beret, do I put Joe's sister in a beret? That's not really her style. But I don't think she would be opposed to wearing a beret. But I feel like if I have one of them in a hat and I don't have the other one in the hat, then it will look a little lopsided. And then my brother and Joe's brother are easy. We're just gonna put them in, you know, the standard men attire. That's easy. I'm planning on having a man of honor and my bridesmaids to be in the same colors, so blue suit and blue dresses. Structured ponte pant with shirt matching dress. You could do a specific accent piece on both the dress and the pant. Yeah, I was thinking maybe we just put them in, like, they both have the same, like, gold belt. I feel like that would be pretty. Somebody says just do pink. I have a guy in my bridal party, and he is just wearing the same color as the girls. Bro Cheese and me are not friends. Pink and green aren't horrible, but against, like, a more traditional pairing, it could look a little odd to some people. What is a traditional pairing? Put her in a beret, a green beret, pink, navy, swamp green, and gold. I know. Well, a part of me is like, okay, so the green comes from, it honestly, it comes from Windrest from Final Fantasy XI. That's sort of why, that's like, I've picked that as my family colors. And I want my, like, banner to be green, but I don't know if I want the bridal party to be in green. I mean, they could be just in pink. Somebody says, oh, for fantasy, there's so many hat options. What are they, though? Because I was looking up at, like, formal hats, and all I was getting was, like, Kentucky Derby style hats, or, like, little pillbox hats. And little pillbox hats or little fascinators, they're cute, but do they just throw everything off? You know what I mean? And fantasy, but, like, not trying to be super literal with it. Like, I'm not gonna have anybody in elf ears. Candy says, do a Zelda themed wedding. Candy, there's a lot of Zelda, there will be a lot of Zelda stuff in this wedding. Okay, I will, basically, I say fantasy, but what I really mean is elements of Joe and I's favorite fantasy things all mashed together. But not being really literal with it, you know? Like, I want it to be one of those things where, like, if you know, you know, but if you don't know, you just think it's fantasy. You know, that kind of thing. Small floral witch hat. I don't think I want to do a witch hat. I feel like that's too much, you know? Mushroom cap, that's also a little too much. What time of year are you planning? In the fall. So, warm stuff. What about a Fijian cap? I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up because I don't even know how to say that word. Where'd it go? Phrygian cap. Phrygian. Oh no, that's silly. That would be silly. If anybody would like to see what kind of hat that is, I feel like that's a little silly. Bridal party in pink and gold would be pretty. Yeah, I do like pink and gold. That might be a thing to do. You can decorate a pillbox hat to better fit the theme. Flower crown, kind of. Flower crowns would be cute. Well, bald spot problem. It has to cover the back of her head. That's the thing with the hat. Would it be weird if I put them in veils? Because that would be, I feel like that would be cool. Like shorter veils that just go over the back of their heads. Isn't that I don't know if that's the Olympic mascot. Something like navy and gold, black and white, black and silver gold would be more traditional color pairs. If you're going for a straight pant, maybe a top hat with feathers. I'm not putting her in a top hat. No top hats for anybody. Absolutely no top hats. That's absolutely a rule. I'm into feathers though. Oh, maybe that would be cute. Maybe just like a beret with feathers. I love a beret with feathers. And I don't think that's actually, now that I think about it, that is kind of fantasy. Maybe that's all I have to do to take a beret and like, cause when I think of berets, I think of like, most people think of mimes, but I think of Lolita. But a beret with a feather is kind of fantasy coded. That might be the solution. But I don't know it. Not to disparage Joe's sister, but she's a little bit of a normie. I'll have to see if I can get her. Maybe I can just maybe we just put a feather in her hair. Maybe she doesn't have to wear a hat. She just wears a feather. That might be cute. Would the boys look good in berets? Or should they even have a hat? Should everybody be in a hat? Would that be cute? It's like the only time in your life where you get to dress other people. Are there any good like hat options? Or maybe they just don't have on hats. Put a feather in their boutonnieres. Ooh. Yeah, everyone's like, yes, 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 they would. Or would they look like mimes? They won't look like mimes. I think I want to have feathers in my own hair too. I don't know though. Like ostrich feathers. I'm talking like a big plume. Like a big red mage plume. I feel like that would be cute. I also today, okay, I thought I had settled on, I was like, I'm pretty sure that all I want in my hair at this point is a bow. Just a bow at the back of my head. Just a Sailor Venus bow. But then earlier I was looking up like different hat styles and I remembered that the French hood is a thing. And now I'm kind of thinking I might want a French hood. The thing is that does not have to be decided until like I can decide that when the dress is done, right? Like if I make the dress and I have it and I can put it on and I hold up a piece of paper the size of a French hood to my head and I'm like, oh my god, beautiful, and I decide I want a French hood, then maybe I'll have a French hood. But if it's just a bow, then it's just a bow. But French hoods are so pretty. They're like, you know, like the Anne Boleyn hat. And I always forget they're a thing. But they're so pretty and they fit the theme. They fit the vibe. Fedoras have a bad rap. But if you wear them tilted back like a wide brim hat, they can be cute. I don't think we can have fedoras have too much of a bad rap for me to consider a fedora. But actually, if I do want to have everybody in a hat, the wide brimmed fedoras like you're talking about, the cute ones that are like, you know, the wide ones. I have seen Joe's sister wear one of those hats. I might be able to get her into one of those hats with a feather. That would maybe be cohesive. Oh, I do have another wedding thing that I am very excited about that is so silly. So I've been working on like our playlist, and I have this plan. Now we're not going to get a DJ. I haven't entirely figured out how I'm going to do this yet, but my plan is to essentially make 2 to 3 giant audio files that have all of the music already pre-mixed, like one for the ceremony, one for dinner, one for the reception, or one for like the party part. And then just like hook up a laptop to some speakers and not actually have a DJ. So then we just have to have somebody turn it on, you know? That obviously comes with its struggles, because it's like, well, who sets up the audio equipment, right? Where are you getting the audio equipment? Are you renting it? Are you buying audio equipment? I don't know. But I refuse to pay for a DJ. Because almost every wedding I have been to, the DJ has been bad. A friend of mine, she was supposed to walk down the aisle to, I think it was supposed to be like the Shire theme, like the theme from Lord of the Rings that's like the Shire music. And they were gonna walk back up the aisle, like when they're done getting married, they were gonna walk out to the Cantina theme from Star Wars. But the DJ f***ed it up. And I don't know, how the f*** do you f*** this up? Like, you literally have one job. You're being paid to do this, and you are told this is the song for her to walk down the aisle to, and this is the song that they're walking out to. She walked down the aisle to the Cantina theme from Star Wars because the guy played the wrong music, which is ridiculous. And then so many other weddings I've been to, they've been like, oh my god, we gave the DJ a playlist and he hasn't played any of it. Did y'all already pick a venue? Yes, we did. I will not be saying anything about what that is because safety, but it is like an indoor venue, so it's not like we have to worry about rain or anything like that. But it's an indoor place. But yeah, my goal is to essentially be my own DJ by editing my own DJ set and having a friend set up speakers for us, and then somebody hits play. But okay, so I've been looking for music for like our party playlist, right? And the most fun I have ever had like dancing was at the emo rave at Florida SuperCon. So I was like, we have to have some good old emo songs somewhere in this playlist. But you know, when there's like old people there still, they're not gonna want to hear teenagers scare the living out of me. So right now, the playlist that I have, it starts out with like, you know, like the generic wedding music that gets all the people dancing. It's the songs everybody know, like I Want to Dance with Somebody, Dancing Queen, the Cha-Cha Slide, Cotton Eye Joe, like all that. All just the run-of-the-mill, your standard wedding stuff. It's got all that to start. But then it starts to go into the emo music. And we might have to be like, hey, there's about to be swear words, so leave now if you don't want to hear swear words. Bye-bye. The line dances, yes, all of the line dances. And then there's the dancey dances. But definitely Cha-Cha Slide. I love the Cha-Cha Slide, okay? I love it. And I love Cotton Eye Joe. It just takes me back to being a child. But so, okay, so it slowly descends into the emo music. And then there's like all of the emo hits. I Write Sins Not Tragedies, Teenagers, Welcome to Black Parade, My Immortal, Bring Me to Life, all of the best emo music for all of my millennial friends and me and Joe. Just wonderful party time. Like it brings us all back to that time, and everybody knows all the words, and I know my friends will all love that part. But also that's also like plenty of the, you know, middle-aged people. Like my mom knows the song I Write Sins Not Tragedies. My dad loves Evanescence. So like the oldest people won't appreciate the cussing, but like most people can appreciate the emo music, right? But then after the emo music, the playlist descends into anime openings. So like the best like banger dance track openings, like one of the first ones I have in there is one of the Naruto openings, the You Are My Friend, that song. I have the Attack on Titan theme in there. I have Connect, the Madoka opening in there. So it goes from like normie stuff, people for the normies. Okay, the old people are leaving. It's starting to be the emo music. Okay, most people are leaving now. Now it's time for the weebs. Yes, there's Miku. There's Miku in there. There's Miku in there, yes. But mostly like the anime openings. Oh, I put the Death Note one in there. I'm going for like the nostalgic ones, the ones that are like everybody that is a weeb knows and loves, all of that stuff, just for like the height of the party, for all the people that want to dance. It's gonna be so silly. Oh my god, it just gets more nerd the longer you stay. Yes, it descends into the just like there's something for everybody at the beginning, and then it just gets more and more niche to where it's like, I have a specific group of people in mind that I know will love this and will be happily dancing with me and Joe, and we'll all have a great time. Like, I know plenty of people that won't give a about anime openings, but they might not be the people that I think are gonna, like, want to dance, you know? But everybody gets to do the cha-cha slide, and then eventually it just turns into anime openings. And do you think any DJ would do that for me? No. It's gonna be deep nerd weeb trash meme types. Yes. I did think about, speaking about weeb trash, okay, I had this idea the other night, and Joe did not think this was very funny at all. Okay. So, my god, Sarah, get, okay, I'm just gonna have it here. We're gonna do this here. I'm gonna try to keep it in one place. Okay, anyway, I had this idea. This is such a stupid idea. But to me, this kills two birds with one stone. So we're probably gonna do like buffet stuff, because like paying for a dinner is expensive. Like having like people come over and like put the food in front of people is expensive. And we'll probably also use like disposable plates. So one of the things that will become an issue is we're going to need people to throw away their stuff when they're done. And also, you know, people have like photo booths at weddings, right? And I don't really care for photo booths, but what I thought would be funny is to put, I gotta paint the picture of this vision, okay? So like so you have like the trash can in the corner, right? Corner of the room, there's a trash can, right? Above the trash can, to the side, there's a sign on the wall that is a large arrow that's pointing towards the trash can, and the sign says trash. So it's a way to tell people where the trash can is, right? But what we do is like here's the trash can, here's the sign, like here. So what you can do is stand right here with the trash can and the arrow that's pointing and says trash, and you can take a picture of you with the arrow that's pointing at you that says trash. So it's a way to get people to throw their stuff away, but also a funny, stupid little photo op for people that want to call themselves trash. Joe did not get it. Joe doesn't think it's funny. I thought it was really funny. Joe didn't seem to think anybody would understand what the point was, and that no, people don't need to be told to throw away their trash. But it's just like, well, if we have a sign, then no one will have to wonder where the trash is. But also, if there's an arrow, if the sign is an arrow and you like put it a little bit away from the trash can, then you can take a picture with the sign and call yourself trash. Which I think is funny. How will you remove the pen markings? It's heat erase pen. That's heat erase pen. What's funny though is I have been so tempted to go ahead and heat erase it. But then it'll be way harder to see where I'm supposed to put the beads. But yeah, it's heat erase pen. It'll go away. Here's the thing though. So heat erase pen, I have seen some slander on heat erase pen because people are like, oh, if it gets really cold, it comes back. First of all, yes, that is true. If it gets really cold, your heat erase pen will come back. If you put your work in the freezer, your heat erase pen will come back. If you're gonna wear a cosplay or wear the project in a blizzard, it may come back. However, I don't think, even if it's like super cold on my wedding day, this will be near my body, and I think my body heat will be enough that it will not come back. Candy says, wait till you're done with it. Yeah, I agree. I want to see it. I want to see, you know, like what the white on white looks like without the green outlines so bad, but I have to wait until I'm actually done with it to actually see it. Because the other thing is the blue is also showing me like where the seam is going to go, you know? These are basted together, so there is a stitch here. I'm like, I could just baste them together too, but I need to be able to see where the beads go. Are the beads glass so they won't melt when you iron away? Yeah, I believe they're glass. I'm not sure. I think they are. I definitely don't think they're plastic, but I'm not actually gonna iron it. Like, I'm not gonna just take my iron and go, like this part right here, that'll get like pressed, but I'm probably just going to steam it. Even for this part, I will probably not actually iron it. I will probably take my steamer and my my pressing hand and press it that way so that none of the beading gets messed up. Thanks for watching this year-old Patreon stream re-upload. If you want to see the Patreon streams actually live or in full, then you can check out my Patreon because you can get access for just $1 a month. And a big thank you to Mel, or Pocket Leaves, who's editing these streams down for me so I can focus on my main channel videos. You can check out Mel's work on either their channel Pocket Leaves or Pocket Cons, and sometimes you'll even see me in their con vlogs. It's a special occurrence when it happens. But as always, if you're just watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, then you're supporting this channel too. So thank you. Bye!